Hi. Saturday last, near the Barbican, outside the Thistle Hotel, saw what appeared to be the first real manifestation of Antifa. Although the right-wing media have been accusing Antifa of turning up to counter the anti-migrant protests outside hotels, they've been somewhat deliberately confused with Stand Up to Racism, an SWP front group who usually require police protection. But was this the real Antifa who appeared on Saturday? They looked like youngsters who'd never really come into confrontation with hardcore street-fighting alt-right thugs, middle-class studenty types who were more at home having a go at middle-aged TERF women. That is at least when the Antifa flags plus the red and black anarcho flags were last spotted together. A real serious Antifa will be mobile, not allow themselves to be surrounded and penned in by police and undergo a ritualistic linking of arms and push and shove and getting easily arrested. If you want an example of how to mobilise, behave, mob up, disperse, look back to the tactics of the Black Bloc, who haven't really kicked off here for well over a decade. Being a true Antifa, I think you need real experience of street confrontation with genuine fascists and Nazis and their supporters. This is something that is completely lacking for obvious reasons. I realise that we live in completely different times than the 1970s and 1980s when we tackled the ultra-right, lacked surveillance, everybody capable of recording every incident on their mobile phones and did actually physically defeat the likes of the National Front and British movement, albeit at great cost. But we also had determination, imagination, and were committed 24/7, taking the arguments to workplaces, the working class communities where we lived on every conceivable level, even into our own families. Also, the left, anarchists, militant anti-fascists, were more based in reality, in a constant state of cross-communication, acting on a direct action level. And perhaps, extremely importantly, we won over many of the youth who are attracted to the ultra-right propaganda. Also, finally, we had support within the ethnic communities who'd also come out onto the streets. None of this exists now. If we are to have something resembling a real Antifa, something that can be making a real difference, be prepared to move into genuine autonomous politics that will have an impact far beyond mere anti-fascism, but moving towards mass anti-capitalism, anti-statism in a revolutionary direction, starting within the working class communities, shattered as they are. Then more, much more, is required than donning a face mask on a Saturday afternoon. The question is, who's really up for any of this when we lack the willingness for even something as basic as eternal debate and about the overall situation we are really facing? The future that lays ahead, which could result in a reform UK government. And then what? Bye.